Hi guys, it's Chris here at Purely Outdoors, and for anyone that's a viewer of the channel already, you'll know that I have a real soft spot for a premium inflatable campervan awning. This is exactly what Telta have produced with this Core 260 model. It's a model that's very aesthetic, as you can get a feel for the outside, but it's also very practical. Because you can purchase the awning standalone and then you purchase 3 different tunnel heights, whichever fits your vehicle, you've got an awning that will last you the test of time and the ability to switch through different vehicles over that time span, because all you have to do is purchase an extra tunnel. Very, very clever feature, and one that's quite unique to this Telta model. Let's talk about the exterior features first, guys, and I think the first one to mention is the fabric. So what I love about this is they've really thought about it. They've included the Teltex fabric, which is pretty much their unique selling point on the awning market. It's the first touring breathable fabric, this Teltex one. So as you can see, this light grey colour that features around the awning on the main frame and the roof material is a breathable poly cotton. So what that means is you're going to reduce the condensation, so no dripping off the roof, which you sometimes get with a purely polyester fabric, but it also is lightweight enough to be able to be transported very easily in and out of the van, and it's not a big bulky pack size. So this one in entirety with all the panels is only 23 kilograms, which is really, really nice pack size for this style awning. But what they've done is they've blended in a lovely 210 denier polyester ripstop material on the side panels and the tunnel. But as you can see, it really blends in, so it looks still very sharp from an aesthetic perspective. But what the polyester ripstop fabric does is saves weight dramatically. So you're still getting all the breathability from the Teltex fabric on the frame, but then you're saving all that weight on the side panels. And as you can see, it's a really robust, it's got the ripstop weave, which means it's very, very durable and is all about adding that lifespan to the awning. So that's the sort of fabric covered. And as you can see, it's literally is drum tight sitting on this air inflation system. So Teltex have very cleverly produced a single point inflation system that's a lot lighter than any other model on the market. So it's a single construction. And what it does, the fabric isn't sewed into the air beam system, which again saves weight, and it means it's very elasticated onto the airframe. So it sits very taut, almost like a pole awning. It looks really tensioned, and it means that rainwater is just going to naturally fall away. So a very clever air inflation system. Comes with a manual pump. You inflate it from this valve here, inflate up to 9 psi. And because all the air beams are integrated, that air is going to flow the entirety of the awning and be up in, I mean, we pitched this entire awning in under 10 minutes, so very, very quick. When it comes to deflating, because it's a one-way valve there, you've got the deflation valve on the opposite side. So very quick and easy setup from an inflation perspective. Now let's talk about the panels, and what I love about sort of the Telta awnings across the range, so they're fixed awnings and this Driveaway model, is the flexibility that you have with the panels. So if you're a person that loves that sun canopy in the summer months, what you can do is you can zip out the 2 side panels, zip out this front panel, and you have a completely open canopy. When maybe the weather then changes and it starts to rain a little bit, you can simply zip them back in, and then you've got a fully floor to ceiling PVC window that allows all that light into the awning, but sort of safeguards you from that rain. Another feature, as you can see here, we've included the veranda pole, which is an optional extra. Basically a telescopic pole, tensions into place on these little lug-in points. You can droop the fabric halfway. That's great for if you've got pets inside the awning. You don't want them to escape, but you want all that airflow coming in. So loads of flexibility on the panels. And the 2 side panels can also take the extra large annex, which is compatible with any Telta awning model in the range, apart from the Cloud 290. So if you need a separate storage or sleeping space, you can zip in that annex. We've done a separate review video on that as well, guys, so make sure to check out that video. But yeah, that's effectively how the panel configuration works. Now let's talk about how we connect it to the vehicle itself. So as you can see, it's a case of zipping in the tunnel, and there's 3 different height ranges on the tunnel. So first of which is the Campervan tunnel, which is 180 to 210 in height. So that's perfect for your T6, your Ford Transit Custom, your T5. You can basically zip that straight into the awning and then you're good to go. You've got a choice of 2 different ways on connection. So it features a twin beaded K-door strip, so that can slide into a wind out awning that might be on the van already, or if you've just got a 6mm traditional sort of Remo type rail, you can slide that in as well with the twin beading. Or if you haven't got either, you can simply throw over these really long guy straps and peg it down on the other side of the vehicle. So a couple of different ways on connection. And then the next height up that we talked about was the panel van height. So that's 240 to 270. That's the tunnel that we've got on this model here. So that's great for your Giacato or your Boxer. And then if you've got a coach-built motorhome, they've got an even taller motorhome tunnel that goes for any vehicle between 270 and 3 meters. So hitting all the different height ranges and covering pretty much every sort of vehicle on the market. In terms of then securing it to the actual van itself, if we just take a little look inside, you can see we've got these pre-punched holes on either side of the tunnel. So you can use a limpet suction type device, they're sort of limpet ready. You can then suction those to your van without causing any problems. What I really like as well is then you've got this concertina section of fabric in the tunnel area. So if you're at that lower of the height ranges, so for instance at the 180 height for the Campervan tunnel, you can basically pull that as tight as possible. That's going to concertina up all that fabric. But then if you're on a slightly taller van within the height range, you can release that tension strap and it's going to give you more fabric. So you can again make the tunnel really nice and taut, just like the main frame of the awning, and sit really nicely on your van. So really clever system. As we then take a step inside, you can see how lovely and spacious this Core 260 model is. We've zipped out the panel here. So what you can do if you drove the van away and you want to completely secure it, it's literally a case of you can put that blocker panel in here and that will completely allow the awning to stay freestanding and nicely secured. What we've done we've opened it up, so you've got 80 centimeters of depth on the tunnel, then a 260 wide by 240 deep main section of the awning. And the great benefit for me on this model that's very unique is because how the airframe sits very sort of horizontally on the roof, you haven't got an imposing air beam at the front of the awning. So that allows you to have this incredible vista that gives you a view straight out to the campsite, and you've got this huge window panel that's going to give you that anti-glare and give you the view no matter the weather. So really, really clever system. And what I love, because these vertical air beams at the front are so tall, you're not losing any height at any point of the awning. So it means you can use every inch of space in here. So very, very clever. Some of the key interior points to note are we've got the isolation valves. So going back to the air inflation valves, if you ever had a problem with, say, this beam in particular, you can isolate the air away from it. That means the entirety of the awning will stay up and stay pitched. You're not going to ruin your holiday, but then you can simply swap out that beam there. So really quick and easy process. You also get 3 years guarantee on the airframe, so that's another great feature of the Telta awning. You've got that peace of mind from a warranty perspective. Now let's talk about some of the features. So all of the panels, it comes included with the optional curtains. So these simply clip in to this little runner here. And because it's a one-piece curtain, you've got privacy in a matter of seconds. It just slides straight across. And it's a lovely cotton feel as well, and a nice modern colorway in that gray that blends into the awning. We just took that curtain away here. And I think the next thing to talk about is how we can personalize the inside. So that's very important from especially a campervan or a motorhome perspective, where you've tailored the van perfectly to your liking. Let's mirror that in the awning. So you can make it a really nice well-lit space. Every air beam has got these Velcro tabs. So you can use a selection of an abundance of different lighting products on the market to clip into these Velcro tabs, and you've got a really nice airy space. From an underfoot perspective, you can purchase the breathable fabric carpet from Telta. It's also reversible, so it's going to allow that airflow to pass through, fully breathable. That's great for all the campsites in the UK, and it's reversible. You've got a dark side and a light side, so very clever. And you've also got inner bedroom tabs in here as well, so you can clip in at those points. Wherever you want your sleeping zone in the awning, you can simply clip in an inner tent there as well. So really lovely interior. And I think for me, the main element of that is how much light you get in from these huge window panels. So right at the front and the two sides. There's, for me, not any other awning on the market from a Driveaway perspective of this size where you seem to get so much window space and light coming in. Really, really lovely touch. So I think in summary, guys, this is an awning that is pretty unique in its aesthetic. It's very, very sort of sharp looking and very unique in this flat fronted design. But what it gives you is a performing fabric that is going to enable you to tour across the calendar year. And it's going to have an inflation system that is very quick to inflate, very quick to pitch, and is going to last the test of time. So for me, if you are looking at purchasing a premium inflatable Driveaway awning, this is the model for you. Thanks so much for watching, guys.